So these are the notes that will help with the final exam activity. So follow along as I go through these, and this will help you model the actual question that you're going to have to solve for the activity. So it says modeling with polynomial notes. So it says the area of a rectangle is found by multiplying the length times the width. If the sides are represented by algebraic expressions, we still perform this multiplication. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do it when we don't know the length and width. So there's variables in them, and we're going to have to find algebraic expressions to find areas and things like that. Okay, so if we look at this first one, right here, we have our length, and then right here we have our width. So to find the area, length times width. So our length is L minus 8 times width L. So when you multiply those two together, right, we get L squared minus 8L. So that would be your area. Okay. The next one, it says if the length is 3 times the width, right, we draw it as, right, you could either draw it as your length is L and your width is 3L, or you could actually draw it a different way, right? We could draw this as your width, and this is 3 times the width, right? So either way works, right? So, right, to find the area of this one, right, again, it's L times now 3L. So your area would be 3L squared. Okay. Now it says we could find the combined area of these two pools. So if we pretend that both these squares are pools, right, we find the combined by adding, right, their areas together. So, right, it'd be L squared minus 8L plus 3L squared, right? And then you combine like terms. So our area is equal to 4L squared minus 8L. Okay. All right, so that's the first example about finding areas with variables as your length and width, and kind of how to set them up, where it's like 8 less than your length, or 3 times your length, or 3 times your width. All right, the next example is just using regular numbers, but it's finding areas of multiple things and then finding areas of missing parts. So this is also going to be in the final exam question. So it's going to combine the things from the first one and this one, right? And then we'll do an example of actually combining the first and second example. Okay, so, right, what is the area of pool A? Well, area of pool A, right? Pool A is right here. So area is 25 times 27 because it's length times width. So our area would be 675 meters squared. And then pool B, right, is 25 times 50, or 50 times 25. It doesn't really matter which you multiply first, right? And then that would give you 1,250 meters squared. And now it says, so those are the areas of pool A and B. It says areas can be added and subtracted. Let's say the swimming pool needs a rectangular needs a retile the edges of the pool, or what we call the deck, right? But not the pool itself. So we're also given the dimensions of the deck. The deck's dimensions are 35 meters and 100 meters, or the pool room, right? So to find the area of that, right, we do 35 times 100, which equals 3,500 meters squared. All right, now the last part says we want to just find the area that we have to tile, right? So that would be the area of the pool room minus the two pools, right? So all these pieces around the pools that are inside the pool area. So to do that, right, we take the area of pool room and we subtract that from the two areas of pool A and pool B. Right? So we do 3,500 minus 675 plus 1,250. So we get a total of 475 meters squared, and that would be the area inside the deck or the pool room that isn't part of pool A and B, right? And that's the parts that we have to tile. All right, now this third part is where we actually use example 1 and 2, right? Where we use variables in our areas, and we also need to combine areas and subtract them to find missing parts, okay? So, right, essentially it's the same example as example 2, except we have variables in them, right? So we have area of pool A, right, is length times width, so x plus 2 times x plus 5 gives us the area here. The area of pool B would be 2x plus 2, right, because that's your length, times x plus 2 as your width. Right? And then the area of our deck, right, our whole deck would be 4x minus 10 times x plus 20. Right? So let's find the area of the small pool first. So x plus 2 times x plus 5. Right? We FOIL method. Right? And we get x squared. And then you get plus 2x. Plus 5x plus 2x plus 10, which equals x squared plus 7x plus 10. So that's your area of your small pool. The area of the large pool, right, is 2x plus 2 times x plus 2. So we get 2x squared, and then we get plus 4x plus 2x plus 4. So we get 2x squared plus 6x plus 4. Right, and then we got to find the area of the entire pool area. Right, which is 4x minus 10 times x plus 20. So we get 4x squared, then 4x plus 20 is 80x, and then negative 10x, and then we get minus 200. So the area is 4x squared plus 70x minus 200. All right, so these are your three areas, right? And then we have to subtract to find the area of the deck. So again, right, it's pool area minus small plus large. All right, so the pool area is 4x squared plus 70x minus 200, and then we minus our small one from it, x squared plus 7x plus 10. Oops. And the large one, plus 2x squared plus 6x plus 4. So we have 4x squared plus 70x minus 200 minus 3x squared plus 13x plus 14. And then remember, you're minusing them, so you distribute the negative. So 4x squared minus 3x squared is x squared. And then we have 70x minus 13x, which would be plus 57x. And then negative 200 minus 14 would be negative 214. So our area, right, is x squared plus 57x minus 14 of that missing part. So that's like all of this right here. All right. All right, so now this is the actual question that you're going to answer for your final exam. It says a landscaper is designing a rectangular garden. In the garden, he plans to have 4 rectangular planting boxes. So you can think of these as like the pools, right? But there's 4 of them. The length of each is 2 times the width, right? So length is 2w, right? And then the width would just be w. The entire garden will have to be 2 meters less than 10 times the width, right? So 10w minus 2. That's the length of the whole garden, right? So the garden area, right, you think of as the pool area. Okay. The width of the entire area, garden area, is 3 meters more than the width of the plant. So w plus 3 is the width of the pool area. Well, the garden area, which would be like the pool area. So it says then, so draw the diagram. So draw it like they drew it, the pools in the last example. Then find the expression of 1 planting box, right? And then the entire garden area, and then find the pieces not like being used, right, from the garden area. So, but remember, there's 4 planting boxes, so you should be using 4 of the areas to subtract from that full area. Okay, but this will be your final exam question, so please take your time on it. It's due Thursday the 3rd, I believe it is. Yeah, it's due Thursday the 3rd, so make sure you turn it in. This will be assigned on Friday, the 28th this week in the morning, so you'll have like a week to do it. So make sure you finish this.